Social Emotional Learning in Classroom. Research Collaborative. Universitas Negeri Jakarta, University Teknologi Malaysia. Acknowledgements. Rector of Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Head of Research and Community Service Institutions Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Dean Fakultas Bahasa dan Seni Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Rector of University Teknologi Malaysia. Research Team Profesor Dr. Henry Boriswati, MPD, Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Dr. Fatiyati Murtado, MPD, Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Dr. A.R.J. Sengke, MPD, Universitas Negeri Manado. Associate Profesor Dr. Yusri Kamin, University Teknologi Malaysia. Dr. Fernandes Arung, Universitas Sulawesi Tenggara. Rahmi Yulianingsi, MPD, Universitas Bina Nusantara. Welcome to my research channel. Research Focus: Social Emotional Learning in the Classroom. Research question: how is the teacher's understanding of emotional social learning? How teachers implement social emotional learning in the classroom? What model is needed for the implementations of social emotional learning expected by the teacher? 5 core competencies SEL. The 5 SEL competencies: self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, social awareness, and relationship skills are vital to the teaching and understanding of social and emotional learning at school. Self-awareness: to recognize your emotions and how they impact your behavior, acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses to better gain confidence in your abilities. In other words, this competency is all about learning to get to know ourselves, which includes things like our identity, likes and dislikes, strengths and challenges, feelings and opinions, and how our mind influences our emotions, words, and behaviors. Self-awareness helps learners be successful in school. It's natural that classroom can benefit from this too. Applying knowledge about oneself isn't just applicable to individuals. Other people benefit from someone else's self-awareness too. This is great for classrooms. Self-management. Self-management to take control and ownership of your thoughts, emotions, and actions in various situations, as well as setting and working toward goals. Self-management as the ability to manage one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors effectively in different situations and to achieve goals and aspirations. In other words, having self-management means to be able to conduct yourself appropriately in variety of situations so you can participate fully. You may also hear it referred to as self-regulations. One of the major benefits of self-management is improved quality of life for individuals. Kids feel better about things when they are able to handle themselves. With emotional regulations, they know what to do with all the things they feel. With physical regulation, they know what to do to feel comfortable and in control of their bodies. And with self-discipline, they can put forth the effort to be better students. Social awareness. Social awareness as the ability to understand other perspectives and show empathy with others, which includes individuals from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and contexts. When put into action, people have compassion and respect for others, openness toward social norms across cultures, and the ability to see things from different points of view. People also see strengths, are concerned about others' feelings, and recognize influences of behaviors across settings. To sum it all up, social awareness is the path to follow when it comes to understanding others around us, especially those who have differences from ourselves, and treat others with care, kindness, and respect, no matter how different or alike we are. Responsible decision making. Responsible decision making as the ability to make personal choices for things like behavior and social interactions across a variety of settings. Contributing factors for making decisions includes considering things like safety, risk, benefits, and consequences. To demonstrate responsible decision making, students have to learn skills in critical thinking, open-mindedness, sound judgment, reason, problem solving, and identifying solutions. In order to make good choices, they also need to consider not just themselves, but others as well. It is important to be able to understand how your choices affect both yourself and others. Benefit. Students can learn how to make choices that not only benefit themselves, but also the entire class. Kids learn how to work within a community. Choosing certain behaviors over others teaches students how their actions affect their own learning, as well as their learning experience of others. Relationship skills. The ability to build and maintain healthy relationships with people from a diverse range of backgrounds. This competency focuses on listening to and being able to communicate with others, peacefully resolving conflict, and knowing when to ask for or overhelp. Methodology. Instruments for data collections developed by Castle. This instrument measures the implementations of SEL in classroom learning conducted by teachers. Question to find out the implementations of SEL. A. Explicit instruction. B. Integration of SEL into academic instruction. C. Supportive classroom climate. Data was also collected through online focus group discussions FGD with a regional cluster system, namely Cluster 1, which includes Jakarta, Padang, and Tarakan, and Cluster 2, namely Medan, Kendari, and Riau. The questions in the FGD are open and in-depth questions related to teacher competencies regarding SEL and the implementation of SEL in the classroom guided by the self-assessing social and emotional instructions and competencies instrument. Research findings. Teachers' understanding of SEL. Teachers' understanding of social emotional learning is quite good. The aspect that teachers understand the most is self-awareness, while the most difficult for the teacher to understand is responsible decision-making. Most of the teachers said that they had never received any training on social emotion learning. They learned from college first. Research findings. Frequency of implementing SEL in the classroom through activities explicitly in the lesson. Teachers rarely implement SEL with evidence-based techniques because it is difficult to find relevant cases in lessons. Teachers assign more students to share experiences relevant to SEL in related lessons. Research findings. Frequency of implementing SEL through integrating SEL components in lessons. Teachers most often use a strategy by linking SEL components related to the lesson, while what teachers rarely do is practice the SEL components in related lessons. Research findings. Frequency of implementing SEL through conditioning the learning environment in lessons. Conditioning learning in the classroom that is rarely done by teachers in implementing SEL is I facilitate class meetings, circles, or other intentional community building activities to cultivate a culture of personal connection, mutual support, and belonging. Conditioning learning in the classroom that is often done by teachers in implementing SEL is I teach, model, and reinforce language and strategies that help students to express empathy, resolve conflicts, repair harm, self-reflect, and self-regulate. Research findings. Most of the teachers said that socio-emotional learning had an effect on students' ability in self-esteem and self-acceptance. improving students' abilities such as communications and empathy skills, avoiding drug abuse, and avoiding violence or bullying. Research findings: the implementation of SEL in several schools is very effective. SEL as a means of teaching students to handle externalizations and internalizations of the ability to develop and control themselves. What does the teacher say about the SEL model in the classroom? Social emotional development activities offer a safe and supportive environment for students to learn prosocial behavior. The games encourage healthy relationships that reinforce empathy, sharing, and compassion. Even incorporating one social emotion activity into a lesson plan can make a meaningful difference in child's life.